Coach Adam Fossett, the head football coach and athletic director of the B.B. Comer Tigers, joins us this morning. And, Coach, you knew what you were getting into last week in that 0-week game against Montgomery Catholic, and they showed why they're one of the top teams in Class 3A.
No doubt, no doubt. You know, they've got athletes everywhere. The Dudley kid, the linebacker, is probably one of the more legit 5-star players I've coached against over my career. So, you know, they're running 11 guys on for offense and 11 guys on for defense, and you know, it is what it is. I thought our guys played hard, especially once we settled in. We had a little rain delay, and we kind of regrouped and came out after the rain delay and played real well for a little while, and then we ran out of gas.
What do you glean out of a game like this? You know, it's a 0-week game. You're playing one of the top teams in the state of Alabama in any classification, and what did you see positives coming out of that game?
You know, I thought we did some good things. I thought we got to see some guys that we normally don't get to see. Because we played everybody, you know, especially in the fourth quarter, we threw guys in, threw some subs in, and got to see what everybody could do. So the biggest thing out of it is that we're okay. You know, we're still going to be okay. We're still going to win some ball games, and we've got to move forward. And that's been the message all week is, hey, it's a short week. Let's get work in and let's move forward. Let's learn from our mistakes and move forward from there. So. For us to be able to put that in the rearview mirror and look ahead is huge for us as a program.
35-0 Montgomery Catholic over B.B. Comer last Friday night down in the capital city. And with a game like this, you know, you knew what you were getting into when you got into it, and you live and learn. And with a game like this, you do kind of put it on the back burner and look ahead to tonight, which is Childersburg. And Childersburg, of course, this is their first game of the season.
Right. I also think that's for us to have a game under our belt, game speed, special teams, offense, defense. I think that gives us an advantage, obviously, for us to have a game under our belt, and that's the main, you know. That's a big reason why, hey, I want to play a game, you know. I think we discussed it last week. I didn't have a lot of options for that week 0 game. So I wanted to play, and to be able to play a top caliber team who, you know, after the rankings this week, they're number 1 in the state in 3A. So after being able to play them, and get that game experience, I think we feel a lot more comfortable going into tonight, just with that experience under our belt.
Were the kids intimidated going into that game Friday night?
No, I don't think there was any intimidation at all. It was the first night some of those guys have been on the field, because we are working a few guys in. You know, we talk about the number of starters that we have back. But out of those starters, we've probably moved 3 or 4 of them to different positions. So it was the first time they had been able to play a game in that position. So it's one of those deals where we got to play. We kind of took a butter knife to a gunfight type deal. We came out unhurt. You know, we got a few dings and bruises, but for the most part, we're injury free. And now we can move ahead and focus on the next task.
And you first game, you know, you're fortunate if you can just get kids in and out of the game on time and get everybody positioned where they need to be.
Yeah, and it's you know, for us too. You know, you kind of know, hey, this is our offense. You know, this is how our offensive depth chart goes. This is how our defensive depth chart goes. But we're always looking for guys on special teams, especially to spell guys that are playing both ways. So we were able to see some of those guys in action and say, you know, hey, this is going to work or it's not going to work, or, you know, we can coach this guy up so that he can be better on special teams to give a guy a break. But that was kind of the big challenge with our guys, especially during the rain delay. When we talked to our guys, I said, the challenge is this. You guys are like right there on the cusp of being able to get reps and play for us. and you've got to show us more in practice, because we've got to be able to spell some of these guys that are playing nonstop both ways. And depth at a typical 2A in the state of Alabama, depth is going to be one of those things that you've got to figure out.
You talked last week about kind of a walk-on guy who was going to do some kicking for you. Did you able to ascertain any of that during that game?
No, we didn't. You know, he being a nervous ordeal for him. Obviously, with being shut out, we kicked off once, and we didn't get to kick any extra points. So he has told me that he is ready to kick tonight and that he expects to kick tonight. So I'm looking forward to giving him that opportunity.
This Childersburg B.B. Comer game, everybody knows one another.
Yes, yeah. And I think it's one of those. Again, I think these are healthy rivalries. I think this is something that it gets the two communities to be able to have something to do. Obviously, that helps benefit the youth. But these kids know each other. The coaching staff know each other. Coach Johnson was with me when I was at Childersburg. Coach Butler, who is there now, I coached him, and then he was at Comer for a year before he went back to Childersburg. So we know a lot of those guys, and the key is, man, I have a ton of respect for Coach Johnson. Coach Johnson is one of my good friends, and that's the thing about it. But between 7 o'clock and the end of the fourth quarter, I want to do nothing but beat him, and he wants to do nothing but beat me. And after the game, we'll shake hands, and I'll help him any way I can in the future, and he'll help me any way I can in the future. And that's just the nature of being competitive. Yeah.
Coach Johnson, in his second year as head football coach of the Childersburg Tigers, and the Childersburg hosts B.B. Comer night. That's kicked at 7 o'clock. In practice this week, putting that game behind you last week, probably pretty easy to do. Looking ahead tonight to Childersburg, what do you anticipate from your club and Childersburg as well?
Childersburg's it's kind of tough because they don't have a game, so we don't have a lot to go by. We do have some spring film footage to look at, but unfortunately for Coach Johnson, he's lost a couple kids during that time. So we're kind of curious to see what they give us. We've practiced numerous different things, offensively and defensively, to try and prepare for them. But once we get out there and see what they're doing, we'll be able to adjust accordingly. So our guys are ready to go. I mean, they look forward to the game. They look forward to playing this game. And we're also looking forward to getting last week completely out of the picture and be able to move ahead.
You got to be able to run the football tonight.
Yeah, we've got to be able to run the ball. Again, dealing with the guys up front and talking to them this week, it's all about being physical. And we have worked on being physical all week. Coach Nelson has done a good job with his offensive linemen, and we've really pushed that issue this week as far as doing your job and being physical. Our backs, again, they've got to be physical as well. Kamor Harris, with him being as big as he is, he's got to run downhill and run over people. I told him all week, stop trying to dance and juke and make cuts and just run over people. So. And then we've got Rayleon Sims is going to get a lot of carries tonight in the backfield. So looking forward to seeing what he can do.
And you got to throw it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was we've got to be able to be balanced. We've thrown the ball pretty well. It's a confidence thing. Devontae's got to have some confidence. We talked last week about how well he threw it over the summer, and did a good job. And then we get to the game last week. And he just wasn't confident. There was no confidence in throwing the ball. He held the ball too long. He's got to get the snap and get rid of the ball.
B.B. Comer head football coach Adam Fossett, our guest this morning. Not only is Childersburg and B.B. Comer playing football tonight, you got your eyes on the volleyball team as well, not doing bad either.
Yeah, so our varsity volleyball team is 3-0 right now. man, they've come out on fire, and very proud of those girls. You know, that senior group, Heidi Gay, Nakaja Billingsley, Olivia Jackson, and that group has really, you know, they've been through it for 4 years, and they've kind of they've developed and grown, and man, very deserving of them. Coach Etheridge does a great job. Coach Carley does a great job with those programs. And, man, we're looking forward to some big things out of that varsity volleyball group.
When is their next match, you know?
Not off the top of my head. I want to say it's Tuesday.
Okay. But unbeaten. Congratulations to the girls volleyball team at BB Comer. A busy time of the year. Before we let you go this morning, got to touch on a number of schools in Alabama being adversely affected with COVID-19, the Delta variant. Sylacauga and Lincoln cancel because of positive tests on the football team with the Lincoln Golden Bears. I guess it's just kind of a holding pattern to see what happens next. Yeah,
it's kind of, you know, we're doing everything as though we did last year. You know, we're continuing to sanitize, continuing to spray everything down, continuing to wipe everything down. As of right now, masks are not mandated in our school, but I have strongly encouraged our guys to wear masks. Our coaches have them and wear them. You know, I've got mine, and I wear it, especially in close quarters. It's one of those things where you're going to have to be very diligent of what you do if you want to have the season. And that was the thing that we really prided ourselves on last year, was that we got to play all our games but one. To go 9-2, we won 8 of those games on the field. So it is kind of scary. It's one of those things that's unknown. It's one of those things that is, man, you wake up every day and you pray that you know, the cases aren't outrageous and get higher and higher. But our guys are trying to do their part to stay clear of it. We do have some students that have been affected by it. But, man, it's the unknown right now.
All right, good luck to the Tigers tonight as they take on Childersburg. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. Coach Adam Fossett, head football coach and athletic director at BB Coleman. Coach, always a pleasure, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
More daybreak right after this.